Hey everyone. So today we'll look at 120, 121 best time to sell, buy and sell stocks. Let's see what question says. And this has been asked by many companies. Um, and it's one of the favorite questions of Amazon, looks like. Okay. So question is, you are given an array prices and where prices I is the price of given stock on the ith day. You want to maximize your profit by choosing a single day to buy one stock and choosing a different day in the future to sell the stock. Return the maximum profit you can achieve from this transaction. If you cannot achieve any profit, return zero. Okay, so looks like prices is equal to 715,364 and 5. Okay, the output is 5. Buy on day two, he bought the stock on price 1 and sell on day 5. Profit is equal to 6. Okay, gotcha. Day 5. Note that buying on day 2 and selling on day 1 is not allowed because you must buy before you sell. Right? In this case, no transaction are done. The maximum profit is 0. So this question falls under the category of sliding window, and I'm wondering if how we can do the sliding window for this. Did I start the timer? Okay, we are 2 minutes into it, so let's see. 715364. Okay, so we have this, and we okay. If we suppose, let's say we buy a stock on 7. Okay, so how would you do it? You bought the stock on 7 and then 1, 5, 3. Okay, how will you move the window? So let's say, let's go here.
He saw my sign.
This Miro app is not opening. Okay, let's see. So, rotate. My bad.
Hey everyone,
So, where were we? Sorry, Miro, right? It's 715364. If we go to the Miro, yeah, let's drag the page here. We have this. So in sliding window, we have a thing where we start at a point, and we have a end. So both of them starts at 0, and start goes on. Start continues to find a trade, and like continues to go on traversing the array until a certain condition is not satisfied, and then the other trade starts, like the end starts to fill in the gap, like when that condition is not set. So stops at one condition and end starts at one condition, and until it moves until that condition is satisfying, and it stops when that condition is not satisfied. So we need to figure out what that conditions are. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How will you do it? Okay, so my intuition is we need to send the maximum profit, right? That's what they are looking for, the maximum profit out of it. So what we can do is we buy a stock, we keep buying stock on every day, and then if we find a lesser stock, then we buy it. Okay, we replace with the stock that we bought, and then if you find okay, and if we find a stock which is higher than the current value, then we update the maximum profit. But how does that fall under the okay? Think how will you do it? 5364, store this guy. So we have to first I got this, then I store 4, then I keep moving forward, then I found 3 but ignore 3, then I found 6, then 6 I update this to 5. Okay, then 6, then 4, I have 4, this will be ignored. Okay, let's see, is there any other solution? 76641. So we have 76431 and 1, 2, 3, 4. If we bought stock here, we see that there is another. Then we bought it here. Okay, then we keep on this, and we keep on this, and the answer is 0. Okay, so I have a conclusion that I reached to on this. So let's say we have 7, 1, 5, 3, 6, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why does the thickness of this is not increasing? Great. Okay. No worries. Okay, we'll find some way. So 715364 and okay, let's say start and end are both pointing to 0. Start and end are both pointing to 0. Then what we'll do is let's get rid of this thing. Okay, so start and 0 are less than that. So um, we start moving 7. We bought 7 and okay, we keep maximum like the so we have to have a minimum stock bought, right? Minimum stock bought would be um stock of 0, right? Stock whatever is given as stock of 0 would be the minimum one. So initially we can set stock to that and then we'll keep moving start until we find a lesser value, right? A lesser stock which is minimum than the current minimum stock. So when start will be equal to 1, we'll update minimum stock value to 1 to 1. And once we found out the minimum stock bought, then we can move our start ahead. We can move our end to the current end and will point to 1 and we can move start to further point where start is st- like the start value will be pointing at something greater than the minimum stock bought, right? So once we have 5, then we can update max profit to 4. Then we can keep moving start comes here, but it checks it's lesser than the current value is greater than the minimum stock, so it goes on continue till here start, and it finds out that this 6 is greater than 1 and we can sell the stock here, so it uh, updates this to 5 and it goes on. So how will you implement this? How will you implement this? Uh, mm, So we have let, if we try to implement this guy, we have start is equal to 0 and la end is equal to 0. Also, we have minimum stock bought. We'll set it to prices of 0 and we can so constraint is prices length is always it will be 1. Okay, yeah, we can set it to 1. Start will be 1. Okay, no, 0 and profit is equal to number dot min safe integer, say let profit min safe integer. Okay, so we want to start this loop while start is less than prices dot length. We need to run this loop and at the end we need to return the profit. Sorry, it should be 0, because if in case of there is nothing, then you can send. Okay, if start of I is greater than minimum stock bought, if start of I is greater than minimum stock bought, then what we can do is update the profit with the math.max with profit, and we'll check math.abs start of I minus minimum stock bought. Okay, profit. So that's how we'll update this. Okay, and just in case, if we find while start of I is less than, sorry, start of I is less than minimum stock bought, then what we can do is, okay, so my thinking is if we found a stock start of I where um, it is minimum. If we find a start of I which is less than the minimum stock bought, then we want our end to reach there. So if end of I equal to start of I, so when are we going to update the minimum stock? I think it shouldn't be a it should be if start of I is less than minimum stock bought. If we identify a stock which is not, then what we can do is while end is, it's not start of I, it's prices of start, and prices of start minus stock bought. If prices of start of I less than minimum, while n equal to prices of start, while n equal to prices of start is there, not prices of start, while n is not equal to prices of start, we need to update the end value, and as soon as it happens we need to increment start. We need to update the minimum stock bought equals to start of I, sorry, prices of start prices start and start will do at the end prices start plus plus. So how this will go is at start of 0 our price is 0 is 7, right? And then we have this 7 initially, so prices of start will come here. If it is no, so the profit won't be counted here. Prices of start is not less than current, so we will increment the start count. So start will be here, and then we'll come here, and then we'll see prices of start is greater than minimum stock. No, so we'll come here and check if prices of start is less than, yeah, it is. So we'll match our end and we'll also join start here, and then we'll update the minimum stock to 1, and we'll see prices of start, like we'll update it and start will come here. Then we'll check, yeah, the prices of start is greater than a minimum stock bought. So we'll update the profit with this calculation. Then the first it will be 4, and then we'll go here. The start will be updated because prices of start current start is 5, which is greater than minimum stock, and then we'll go to 3. um, 3 is not 3 is greater than minimum stock bought. 3 is greater than minimum stock bought, so like 3 is greater than 1, but once we calculate it here, nothing will be updated. And then we'll go to 6. This will also come here, and I guess this. Okay, cool. It's running. Hey, I got it. Okay, 7 buy stocks. Okay, cool. So the time complexity of this question would be O of n, O of n. Worst case scenario, O of n or O of n square. Worst case scenario, because will be O of n square. This is kind of O of n square, because yeah, we are using a while loop which is coming towards it, but yeah, this is like a sliding window approach. You get the idea, right? Or should I explain it one more time? Fine. Okay, I'll give it a shot. So now that I know how it's working, let's try to explain it as good as Leetcode does. Okay, so we have 7, 1, 5, 3, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our start is 0 and our end is also 0. So our start will consider the 0th point as the minimum stock bought. Stock is equal to 7, like price, right? It's the RMS price. Price of 0 will always consider to be minimum stock bought. Then we'll run this start until until we get something that is lesser than until it reaches the end of the loop, and we will keep checking if we can get a minimum price which is lesser than the minimum stock that we have on the current minimum stock that we have in our variable. So we come to one, and immediately we can see that the one is the minimum price, and what we want to do is we want our end to always point at the minimum stock. So we have to make sure the end catches up with the minimum stock. So we update the end value to 1. Okay, so whenever we identify a stock that is lesser than the minimum stock, then we have to catch up the end to that point, and then we can start looking for uh, we can start updating the start. And whenever we see a value which is greater than the minimum stock, then we need to update the profit. That means we are checking that we are keeping the track of the profit that we if we sell the stock on this day, then what would be our profit. So we do that until we keep finding elements that are greater than the minimum stock. So minimum stock here is 1. So we keep on updating the start until it reaches the end, and as we did not find any smaller element, we did not update the end. But this is in the worst case scenario. In the worst case scenario, let's say we traverse till, if 1 was here, 1 5 6 4 3 1 7, in worst case scenario, we will I guess what I'm trying to see is the end and start. Like, if suppose you find a small element at the end of the array, then end has to catch up all the way to that point, and then it will start. So we are kind of looping. The start is looping through this, and then the end is also looping through this. So if it would be enough n square. So sliding window, that's what I think, but we can definitely optimize this as shown in the result. So we have to just take, let I equal to 0, I is less than prices dot length I plus plus. We have to make sure we can always go, like we can, okay, prices of I is less than minimum price. Minimum price, they, okay, min let minimum price, they are setting it to the maximum number dot say say sorry, minimum maximum safe integer. Okay, so if prices of I is greater than, is less than the min price, then it will update the minimum price to the prices of I. And if prices of I minus min price is greater than profit, let profit to 0, profit, then profit is equal to prices of R minus min price, and in the end we can return profit. It's that simple. Okay, cool. Just wanted to check this is O of n and the space complexity is O of 1. So we are all good.